You're listening to Every Moment with Errol E. We believe that every moment deserves a better story, and on this podcast, we tell those stories. Here's your host, Errol E.
Hey everybody, how's it going? My name is Errol E, and welcome to Every Moment with Errol E. Today, it's going to be a little bit different, the formatting. It will be unscripted, so there's no questions, there's none of that. It's just going to be shooting the breeze with my amazing friend, talented photographer, Nicole. And a little bit about Nicole. She does boudoir, portraits, weddings, and all of the above. So really great photographer, awesome photographer. And ladies and gentlemen, let me welcome Nicole.
Hey, how's everybody doing?
Awesome. So, how's your day going? It's early morning. So how's your day been so far?
It's really relaxed. I got my tea, I had like devotion, and I'm about to hop on the computer actually to edit some things. So it's been like really laid back.
Nice.
Yes.
So, what was the devotion you was reading?
Which is my favorite. Be still and know that I am God. Because we're in some troubled times right now.
Correct.
And being patient, and it's like, okay. I'm like, really, you just had to show me this verse, because I'm like, I'm not trying to be still. I just want to go out. I want to book more shoots.
Right.
Patience is not my thing. So.
Right. Yeah. Same here. Same here with me. Like I don't like, even though it's great. I'm more of like a homebody.
Same.
But it's just
being
like
told
it's almost like
you
you're
can't
trapped.
go out.
Can't go out
Yes.
here, or you're afraid to walk up to somebody and they're gonna be like this, or if they walk up to you, now you starting to feel that nervousness.
Yeah. Well, I still work. So I'm an essential worker. So I'm still going out there with everything, and it's different. I tell you, it is different. But the one thing I will say that I am enjoying is the low gas prices and the empty road.
Empty,
like the highways empty.
Highways, yes. So
like,
it's like what, $1 something now?
Yeah, it's $1.83. And I never thought we would see that again. You know what I mean? Like, and I have a truck, so.
Oh yeah.
So it's so low that $15 filled up my tank. And usually, I was like, wait a minute, like I still had change left over. Like, hey, like shoot, the way gas was going, it would be like almost $40 to fill me up.
That's true.
I'm like, $15? Oh, I can get used to this.
One thing I would say,
enjoy it.
That's true. I mean, one thing I definitely would say is like people who are staying at home right now, like drive your car around at least the neighborhood so it doesn't get stuck. So you might be on that full tank, start your car up, maybe take a nice drive around, just going around the cul-de-sac if you got to, or your neighborhood, and drive back home.
Yes, definitely.
So that brings up a good point in being patient and being still. How do you think that has changed the photography industry, the creative arts industry, kind of like as a whole? Like we are creative driven. We like to be maybe outside and find locations. How do you think that has maybe altered the way we take and produce and photograph?
For me, I think it has, to me, drastically. Now, one thing I will go back on, you said that I shoot everything. I actually do not shoot everything. So I only, I guess we'll go into that a little bit later. But right now, my business is just boudoir and maternity.
Okay.
And with this, the weather, this is when my clients start requesting to shoot outdoors. And now we're limited that we can't. I don't feel comfortable being in closed spaces with my client, especially with the maternity, because that's putting their health at risk. So to me, it's taken a toll. Now, if you are a nature photographer, landscaping, I think this is the best for you. Like, you don't have to worry about interruptions of extra, people or cars interrupting your photo. I think this is a great opportunity for people like that. Like, especially in the city, it's there. And so to capture that, to be able to put that in the stories, I think it's great. But for those who interact with people, I, I, it's definitely one for the books. I did have Boudoir clients booked for their weddings, and their weddings have been postponed. Wow. And so now I'm postponed. You know what I mean? Because it's like, what I'm like, so matter of fact, I'll even say the number. I had 10 weddings, 10 brides that were getting married in April, May, this month, May, June, and July. We were gonna, get their pictures done. Can't. I had to postpone them. Even some of the places that I've used are like, we're not allowing photographers to even come in. So with everything that's going on, it's for me personally, it has taken a toll. But for those who can use it to their advantage, I am jealous. I'm very jealous. I envy them. Don't interact with people. I mean, seriously. But I will say it has forced me to clean out my hard drives and my computer, because now I actually have the time. Like, I can take a break. I don't have to worry about like, oh, okay, I just did three shoots. Now I gotta find some space. No, I'm actually making space because I have the time and I don't have to worry about interruptions. But
that's true.
Yeah, it's for what's going on. It's helping each individual differently. It's affecting. I mean, yeah. So.
Yeah.
What about you?
Yeah, same here with me. Actually, tomorrow I'll be doing a family photo shoot. It's for an hour with a few close friends, which is awesome. I'm just a little bit concerned. So I'm taking the extra precaution because there's a new baby in for the family and things like that. So I am figuring out maybe ways to limit myself. I haven't been around like a lot of people or anything like that, but I mean, you never know. So I'm trying to take extra precautions. I might wear gloves when I photograph, just to be on the safe side, that way, and kind of things like that, just to be safe, making sure the family's safe, I'm safe, everyone's safe, and things like that. But it's exciting. It has limit just like reaching out to clients as well, because like this whole thing has put a damper on people even wanting to step outside. So even with this like ideas that I might have that's creative, and I'm like, it's the weekend, it's empty space, I can find some place. But like the way I think everything is, police might be like, what are you doing over here? You can't be here. I don't know if it could be even a crime to be at a location, or even be in close proximity if it's not an essential place or environment. So
I mean, I got pulled over for going to work. Like,
wow.
I am a Maryland resident, and a lot of my clientele come from Delaware and Pennsylvania. So I had engagement shoots I was supposed to do in Philly. I'm scared to drive because I'm like, one, it's the weekend. I am an essential worker, but I can't use that on the weekend. So I was like, can y'all come to Delaware so I can use it?
Because they're looking at the
crazy.
tags, I'm guessing. They're looking at your license plate, and that's how they're
twice.
They're doing that.
Yeah, so I totally get what you mean. Like, today is a nice day. I might take my daughter out and shoot her. But that's it. And then taking on clients, I have someone to come home to. I know you do. So I have not really been, because you could be fine, but you don't know about your client. So I've been really picking and choosing my battles, like
Mm-hmm.
what to do. And I think that's why that Bible verse seriously was my devotion today, because
Right.
I'm like, you know what? No, it's just gonna be me and my client. I can still schedule shoot. No, 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 no. Be still and just wait.
Mm-hmm.
Because you don't know about them. They could be lying, but then they also might not know
Yeah,
that they
no
have
one
it or not.
knows
Yeah.
because with like testing kits or just you feel fine, so your body
Yes.
might be able to be the host that
Hmm.
just spreads it, and
Yes.
that's it.
Yes.
You might
And you
not
might
get
not
the
have no
fevers, the
symptoms.
chills, the nothing, but it's just right there,
Yes.
just going boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
Um,
So that's why I had to. I'm like, damn, I didn't want to, but
yeah,
I'm. Yeah, I can't wait till this is over.
yeah, but out of the pandemic, I think it
Hmm.
has forced people to really reassess what they want to do in life. Whether
Yes.
you are still blessed with having a job, or
Mm,
or even the hardship of unemployment.
mm,
Now it kind of stops everything. It stops you from focusing on the worldly things and focus
mm.
on internally with you, whether it be spirituality, or you might want to start your own business, or you might want to
Yes.
like learn that one thing that you always
Thing.
wanted to learn, but you don't have time now. There's no excuse. You kind of now have the time.
Yes.
We can even
And
dedicate an hour to
family.
that.
Yes.
Family
And
as well.
like, yeah, it's making you. It's definitely making you count your blessings.
Hmm.
That you can and actually stop and enjoy life. Unfortunately, I still do have to work. So,
Hmm.
um, but it's like it does make you stop and count your blessings and not take things for granted.
Hmm.
Because life is short. It's just up
That's
to
true.
you of how you choose to live it. I'm not saying
Yep.
you gotta go out and do anything crazy and spend all of your money, but
Right.
just stop and smell the roses one day. Like, you know what? I am actually not going to do anything today. I'm just going to focus on me and my daughter and just do whatever. Like, crazy purchase. I
Hmm.
bought an Xbox. I've been putting it. I've been putting it on the back burner for years. Like, oh, I'm gonna get one. Oh, I'm gonna get one. I'm like, no, no, shut up. Get it, Nicole. Let's actually get it. I got it, and I'm like, yay! But yeah, I finally did it, and it's something that I always want to do. Like now, I'm actually starting to take time for me,
Hmm.
and like yeah, but because like I said, I don't have clients right now. I'm not editing.
Right.
Like the photography was my life. Working was my life. My daughter is my life. Like I never could find time to just say, okay, Nicole, let's enjoy this. I
Right.
found something, and that's Xbox.
There you go. So, I'm gonna shoot you my gamer tag too, and
Oh, hey.
we can either work together or compete. So we'll
Yes.
see how that goes.
Awesome. Awesome. Awesome.
So we talked about taking that time. Like, do you
Hmm.
feel now a little bit more sigh of relief, even though there's this crazy pandemic that is stressful? Do you feel more calm, more relaxed now that now I have time to do the things that
These
I
other
want,
things.
or clear out the editing,
Hmm.
clear out my like external hard drives, and maybe have like put a plan in place on like, now I have time for my daughter. Now I have more time to maybe with my photography, where it won't be more of the front end, but the back
Mm.
end. Maybe how to do a filing structure or just little things like that.
Yes, actually, yes. So with cleaning out my hard drives
Hmm.
and computers, I've come across some things. Shoot, the scary thing is I actually came across an old, I won't say like business plan, but it was
Hmm.
definitely a note I wrote to myself of where I want to see myself in 2 years. I
Right.
actually have accomplished that, and it brought me to tears. So now I'm like, all right, well, it's time to write another note to yourself.
Hmm.
I have I guess I want to say revamped my website,
Hmm.
and I'm just trying to think of maybe new deals or packages, something that's going to advance me. I have been doing
Right.
that. and all the other stuff of, planning with my daughter and stuff. But business-wise, as a business owner, yes, I have, which is great. It's nice to not have a schedule.
Right.
It's nice to just say, okay, I'm gonna just play with this for 2 hours or play with this for an hour. Oh wow, it's like got more time. I'm gonna play for this for another 5 hours. Like, oh okay. And then it's like I've come across my like old photos, like
Right.
old work that I've done, and just
Mhm.
seeing my progression. And I'm like, this is amazing. Like I have never done that. Like
Right.
actually see, wow, this is where I started and this is where I am now. I mean, I'm not saying that I'm the greatest and I'm the best, but I have
Mhm.
definitely come a long way to
Nice.
where I started. So I think that was the last week
Mhm.
I saw that. One of my first projects from when before I was in college. I was in high school taking college courses in Photoshop, and I'm just to see the stuff that I used to do. I don't even really do anymore.
Right.
So it's like wow. So that this crazy pandemic has definitely opened my eyes with that. What about you?
So yeah, just being able now, like I'm trying to start the Every Moment with Early podcast on top of sticking
Mhm.
with my photography,
Mhm.
trying to like learn and teach tech um, to people. So that has been great. Like just giving that time to dedicate to the things like that I want. Like not only just working like at Microsoft, which has been great, and like being able to assist people with
Mhm.
technology. So that's been great for a confidence booster, seeing that I
Mhm.
can convey something to someone and can they take that knowledge and be like and utilize it in their life, which is great. But also with photography, like looking at the photos that I've done throughout the years, and really, just like you said, seeing that progression along the way,
Mhm.
and then figure out new ways. What's the best way to
Right.
back up my photos and organize it
Right.
in a way where there's an easier file structure for me.
Right.
Um, and just studying like with podcasting like how to grow this with my photography. Like I think with me, I'm in a season where I just don't want to be known as just a photographer, but kind of like as a creative visual storyteller with the different pieces.
I love
um
that.
yeah, so so being able to do like all of those things
Right.
has really like opened my eyes, taking that
Mhm.
time and things
Mhm.
like that.
I love it.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, because I see what you post on Facebook, and you're like you're doing this, and I'm doing like, wait, I need to get on his level. Hold up. I'm loving and what I love, even like with other photographers or just other small business owners that I've seen, entrepreneurs, is that they're
Mhm.
not allowing this pandemic to slow them down or like get in the
Mhm.
way. They're using it. So that's what I was like, I need to do. I've been trying to figure out like, okay, what could I do to have this benefit? How could this benefit me?
Mhm.
So I'm looking at everybody else that they're still not allowing this. Even you're not allowing this to slow you down. And I'm like, I kind of stopped. Like I kind of put a hold on it. And I'm like, why did I do that when other people are still going?
Mhm.
So I'm like, no excuses. So yes, I'm proud of you for that because I've been watching you and I'm like, yes, go go.
Oh, thank you. Thank
Yes.
you. So what really got you started in the whole photography field? Like what was that moment like? I think I like this. Like how did you get started?
I got started. So I originally was going to school for graphic design,
Mhm.
and in your courses you have to you had to take a photography class. I
Mhm.
love the photography class, um, but there was an assignment we had to do, and one of my professors, he did not like. He said I failed the assignment, and I had to redo it in order to get a grade. So I redid it, but I didn't like what I did, and
Right.
he said, "Okay, I guess this will have to do." I didn't understand that, but okay. Later, within that year, summer hit. Um, one of my parents' friends saw the photograph that I failed, quote unquote, and loved it. And she kept complimenting on it and da 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 da. Like, she just really loved it.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, well, what do you like about it? And she explained it and was like, yes, I think this is a deep photograph. I love it. I then, after that, was like, you know what? What you do might not please everybody, but there will
Right.
always be somebody who loves it and appreciates what you do. So I went back and I changed everything. And I'm like, I'm no longer going to school for graphic design. I'm going to be a photography major. And from that on, photography honestly is what you make it. They
Right.
always have like the guidelines and always do this, da, 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 but it's really what you
Mm-hmm.
as the artist makes it. So what works for you might not work for someone else. What works for someone else might not work for you. But at the end of the day, you're still creating a masterpiece. It's still art, and then as long as you are happy, that's really all that matters. So
That's
that's
true.
how I got started, because I was told no and
Yeah.
yes from someone else.
So it
Yeah.
takes that one no to be like, oh no, oh no, no,
Yeah.
no, no, no. Oh no, you're not gonna do this.
Well,
You're
because
not
I
gonna tell
believed
me.
him. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and I believed him, and I'm like, oh well, you know what? I'm not really going to school for photography, so it doesn't really matter. But when I
Mm-hmm.
heard that one yes and heard how they
Yeah.
liked it, I was like, wait a minute, I can make this, I can do it. Let's go and
Mm-hmm.
change it. And I don't regret it. I love
Mm-hmm.
it, and I thank God for giving me this gift and the
Nice.
eye and the ability to be able to do it. Because a lot of people now, and there's nothing against anybody. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not crushing anyone, but you have a lot of
Mm-hmm.
people now that say, "Oh, I'm a photographer,"
Right.
because they bought this DSLR, they bought this lens. But they
Mm-hmm.
don't know how. They don't have the eye, and they don't have the gift for it. They think, "Oh, it's just the camera that does all the work." I'll tell you, like my first camera was a Canon 20D, which
Mm.
is old,
Oh,
but like the screen was like literally like a
like
3-inch screen.
yup.
But it got the work done. I mean,
Right.
I could show work that was produced by that camera, and no one believed me. Like, no, you had this, you had that. No, 20D, the Canon 20D was my first camera, and I was in
Mm-hmm.
love with that thing. So, and then my editing too. I wasn't the best editor, but I had the eye for it. So
Right.
it's really the photographer itself,
Mm-hmm.
and you know how to do what you do, then you can create a wonderful masterpiece. It doesn't matter. So yeah. I'm glad I made this decision. And then photography in general tells a story, and the history
That's
that a
true.
picture holds, I just
Mm-hmm.
love that. uh, like I can't, honestly, I can't explain it. It um like 1,000 tongues just can't express how I feel about a photograph. Like it's amazing how a photograph from like the 1800s still holds its history, and it's like, wow. So I think me as a photographer, I love being able to capture your history or your moment and to say I was a part of it and to say that I was there. Thus
Mm-hmm.
with the maternity and um, the delivery, saying that
Yep.
I was there to capture that, because that alone is a blessing in itself, and I
Mm-hmm.
love. That's why I'm a photographer. Yeah.
Nice.
That was probably so much, but
No, that's fine. No, that's good though. That's just amazing just to hear how you got started, and it doesn't matter about the gear that you have. If you have that eye, like that's the thing. If you can see something that no one else can see and they finally see it, that's
Mhm.
like that's amazing
You
right there. You
succeeded.
did, you
Yeah,
succeeded. You did your
yeah.
job.
Because I've heard other photographers say, even myself, I've been shot down from other photographers because I wasn't equipped like they were, or didn't have what they have. Like even now, I am not a studio photographer. I started out with, I had to have the strobe light. I mean, like I thought that's what I had to have. Now I am 100% all the way natural lighting, anywhere and everywhere. Like all of my photographs is pure natural light. I mean, I can dab in the lighting, but if you wanted to really know what I work with, I'm like, natural light. I had to learn the hard way, and I don't regret it. So, but I will say though, for photographers, you should know natural lighting and studio, like strobe lighting. I think you should definitely have access to both. But at the end, pick which works for you.
Yeah.
So yeah. So it's an interesting journey. But one thing I will say for photographers, do not knock anyone down because of what they have or what they don't have.
True.
What's that one, like Kermit, shut up and mind your business. Like,
yeah.
I think that's what makes it harder. And yeah, you don't need all of this. Seriously, just get what works for you, and what you have, make it work.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Like I remember getting started, and the camera that I have was like this 1.3 little megapixel camera, and this thing had no nothing. It was just a regular small 1.3 megapixel camera. And I remember my mom was telling me that there was this fire like at this apartment complex. I was like, Mom, can you please drive me over there? Please, 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 please. So she did. And I started just taking photos with it. And I think, and I need to really find it, because it was when I was a kid. And I need to really find these photos. But
wow, yes, please.
I remember photographing that. And I think those were the best photos I ever took from a photojournalistic standpoint, because I got close to the firefighters. I wanted to get close to the building, even though I wasn't supposed to. And like the firefighter sitting down, like with his helmet, and being able to photograph that. And I went to I asked my mom to take me to like the news journal the next day, and they were like, "Oh yeah, we'll give you photo credit." And I was like, cool. I'm a kid. I don't know. I was like, cool.
Right.
But they never used any of my photos. And I looked at the photo that they used, and it was the fire was already out. So from another photographer of theirs, there was no storytelling. There was no, it literally was just, there wasn't even no fire trucks. It was just the fire that destroyed the building. Yeah. And that was it. And I was like, I had close-ups, I had this, I had that. I was trying to think of it like like those old photographs of the photojournalism back in the 90s and stuff like that. And I was like, are we losing vision? Are we losing like that storytelling? Because I remember flipping through like the Time Life and those different, or not Time Life, Time magazine, and flipping through that and looking at the old photos from like National Geographics and Magnum photos. And I'm like, this is storytelling. You don't need these, the text. If you can look at the image,
right,
that tells a story within itself. So,
right. And that's, and then I guess that goes back to like what I was saying. Like some people just don't understand.
Yeah.
Like
they don't.
Like, oh, we want to make it depressing, but I think for me, and I guess because we're artists, we see things differently, or we analyze things differently. That I would have liked to see the story. Like, wow, he, like you said, the firefighter that was holding his helmet, like he was, depressed. Like something was bothering him, like he, but you felt his pain too.
Yeah.
Or you see them working, like, no, they tried their best. Like, you know what I mean? Like you see the effort. So no, I agree. That is a little That's disturbing. Like, wait a minute, my pictures were better than this.
I know. And I was a kid and I was just like, come on. But I was just like, in my mind, I was like, at the end of the day, like, I'm grateful. I asked my mom to like take me there and
And she
just
did.
see, and she
Yeah.
did. And that just led a trend to just studying like the other photographers that I enjoy. So, like, who are some of your favorite photographers, maybe that you studied or looked up, or?
Oh wow. See? Okay. My brother got me onto her, Sue Bryce.
Mm-hmm.
Um, one of my instructors, his name was Floyd.
Mm-hmm.
He was a great teacher, and he was straight to the point. And he's traveled all over. He's done work for like Natural Geographic. He's a great guy. So he's definitely one of my idols. And I hate to say this. Well, one, I'm terrible with names. Even when I was working in education, I didn't even get some of my students' names. So don't kill me. But I don't really per se study specific photographers.
Right.
I study what I am focusing on. So, like I said, my business is strictly boudoir and maternity.
Mm-hmm.
So I study like maternity photography. I'll study boudoir photography
Right.
and delivery photography, which introduces me to so many, different photographers, not just one specific photographer,
Mm-hmm.
which introduces so many different styles because nothing is ever captured the same.
Right.
So I do have a lineup of photographers. I honestly just don't remember their names,
Mm-hmm.
but I came across them because I was studying maternity photography and boudoir photography.
Okay.
So, yeah, some people are strictly this person and that person, but I'm not, because I even have like friends, like you and like Nick Wallace and another teacher, Amy, and even though we all shoot different things, I love y'all's style. So I
Right.
will analyze your photographs and be like, okay, what are they doing that I'm not doing? I can take them to the next level. So I have a lot of photographers that I admire and that I follow. I just don't have a specific one
Mm-hmm.
per se.
No,
And
that's
that probably
good.
makes me weird.
No, but you're taking the approach of like looking at other people's work and how to make your style better,
Yeah.
or complement your style into like looking at others as well.
Yeah. So I don't have a specific one.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but I do have many because
Mm-hmm.
you can learn from everybody and
That's
not
true.
just from that one photographer. But that's just what works for Nicole.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, what about you? Like, who are your photographer or what works for you?
Like with me, I love looking at the past. I love looking at like past photographers, like
Hmm.
from Richard Avedon
Okay.
to Herb Ritts. So Herb Ritts, I think, is on the top of the list of my favorite
Hmm.
photographers. So he really did a lot of natural light and more just using light to shape the body.
Hmm.
There was so how can I describe Herb Ritts? So if anyone has seen like Michael Jackson's In the Closet music video, so Herb Ritts
Mm.
actually shot that, and it was the like sepia
TV, right?
thing with Naomi Campbell,
Hmm.
with that video, and it was just shot with natural light, but just like how the light from the sun and the different shadows like
Hmm.
created like that beautiful light around like the body was really cool. And he did like Mariah Carey's My All music video, so with
Mm.
that lighting and things like that. And then from and then Stephen Meisel, who's been photographing Vogue Italia from like 1980 to like now. He's been the only one to like been getting the cover shot and the main spread. He's the only one from 1983 or 85 to now. That's insane.
Yes, yes.
But it was just like that. And then Peter Lindenberg, and then modern here, in this time frame, even though a lot of them still are current, but Jasmine Starr, who is a wedding photographer, she's now doing more of like the social media and the marketing, but her start was weddings. And then Anne Leibovitz. She get things done, and she knows what she wants. I seen a video and she was like, this is wrong, and threw the camera down, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's a Hasselblad. That's like that's a house payment right there. That's like a nice car. That's like a BMW or something you just threw down on the ground. A Rolls Royce.
I know, because they're equipment. I just be like, oh my God.
I'm like, okay, Miss Leibovitz, just throwing it down, literally. But it was those like really shaped kind of like me looking at the different styles, and then just looking at other people on Instagram and YouTube,
right,
and just like playing around with like maybe different apps, or just how would I photograph this, and things like that. So yeah.
Now, you said apps, a good one. So what other apps do you use other than Lightroom and Photoshop? Because someone like me, I am only Photoshop and Lightroom. So what other apps are you dabbing in?
All right, so you know what? Get ready. I'm about to unveil the curtain, or like
snap.
how the magician's like, I'm gonna tell all the secrets right now, and everyone in photography is gonna be like mad and kick me out.
Drum roll.
Drum roll.
Yes.
All right, so like I'll give you the breakdown. So,
all right.
So I've been doing more of the Creative Cloud. So Adobe Creative Cloud. I'm on the photography package. So it's like the Photoshop and the Lightroom, which goes like hand in hand.
Yes.
But the way I complement those is I use Photo Mechanic. Photo Mechanic is a godsend. It's like a culling program for your photography. So literally, you know how you might import like a lot of your boudoir or maternity shots, and let's say you photograph 300 shots. You know how it takes a while for Lightroom to import everything?
Yes.
And you know how if you wanted to, not only you importing, but let's say you put all the metadata in, like you might put your name, the client's name, where it was shot, the location, all that. You might be sitting there for a good 10 minutes or so just waiting for everything to import, especially if you're photographing raw files.
Yeah, right, yes.
Photo Mechanic, you literally select your card, add the folder, like so put in the folder name, then you can add all the little metadata in there, hit import, literally within 3 minutes or less, zoom, done. Like all your stuff. You could be photographing raw files, you can have the biggest megapixel camera, it would just be like, and then you can like pick like your favorites, and then just select those, move them maybe into Lightroom, edit those, and if you need to do Photoshop a little bit and then export from Lightroom, good to go. So like I go from the computer, it's Photo Mechanic first. If I really want to use Lightroom, Photoshop, so it's like Photo Mechanic's the main, and then branching out will be maybe utilizing Lightroom for all my like light like adjustments, and then up top will be Photoshop, will be if I need to do any like removing stuff, background, airbrush, things like that. So that. And then from the mobile front, Visco or VSCO is like my favorite app on my phone, um, where you can do a lot of like color adjustments. There's black and white. There's different
Mm-hmm.
filters. I really like that. Like just looking at my phone right now. Like I have 500 different apps on my phone, which is, don't judge me. But there's like a lot, like there's Snapseed from Google that I
Mm-hmm.
like. There's like the Lightroom Mobile, which is good. Hu- Huji, or it's like Fuji, but Huji. It's kind of like more of a, um, like those snapshots back in the day type thing.
Really?
So I just like that creative style. But yeah.
Oh. Oh no, I need to take a class. See? All right. Yes.
All right. I should be like the next Oprah master class or something like that.
Mm-hmm. I'll be front row, but like, okay, yes. Oh, wait, but okay, no, it's time for me to get a download. Okay, what was the first one? You said what?
Photo mechanic.
Photo
So
mechanic.
hands
Yes.
down, I can't take the credit for this. So William Kane, my
Mm-hmm.
photography teacher, Kane Images.
Yes.
I'm throwing it out there. He taught me photojournalism, and then there was Brad Bauer who taught me photojournalism.
Mm-hmm.
And they really like told me about the whole photo mechanic. Like that's what they use in the newspaper industry, like for culling their images fast. So like
Right.
I paid for that. I did the free trial first and paid for it, and I was like, I love
Hooked.
this.
Yes. Yes.
That's like one of the software that I utilize, and things like that. And then there's also Ed Coburn, can't forget about him, Susan
Mm.
Gregg, all my photography teachers that have been truly amazing and inspiring to me throughout the years.
That's
Yeah.
amazing. Oh, you can't see my thumb. That's
Yep.
amazing.
So big question. We're
Oh
gonna do
no.
some comparison right now.
Oh boy.
Film, film or digital?
Wow. You just had to. Um, I am digital,
Mm-hmm.
but I have a strong appreciation for film. I started out with film in high school
Mm-hmm.
and learned how the whole developing. I actually have a friend. He, we're all doing digital in college, and I think we were like cleaning out some of the closet at the college, and we came
Right.
across all like this film, like the solution, or I think I don't know what happened. He came across something, or I think it was a fascination. I don't know if
Mm-hmm.
we were studying. Like he would have to tell you that.
Mm-hmm.
His name was Andrew Palmer, and
Mm-hmm.
he literally just took it to a whole new level. I mean, everything he was shooting with a film camera and developing it, and he learned everything that we do in editing,
Mm-hmm.
because we have the computers that do everything. He literally, the contrast and the whites, the shadowing, like he was doing all of that with
Mm-hmm.
film. I'm like, my hat is off to you, bro. Like he killed that, and
Right.
it's like I remember doing it in high school, so I've always had a love for it, and I think it's amazing. Now that is art. I mean, yes, what we do with the computer, I call it cheating, but we're still
Mm-hmm.
artists.
True.
But when you can, because back in the day, that's what they had.
Right.
Because I love history and I appreciate the past as well. And it was
Yeah.
amazing how you said you study the past. I was like, you have to study the past.
Mm-hmm.
Like off topic, I'm a musician, so you have to study the past because everybody is sampling today's, the yesterday's stuff in order
Mm-hmm.
to make today's music. And it's kind of like,
True.
nah, always remember where you came from.
Yeah.
So back to photography, it's the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
He was, God, oh my gosh, the shadow, like he was killing it in the photos. I was like, yo,
Nice.
I'm like, you did this with the film? He's like, yeah. He's like, oh, you just gotta, and then the exposure, like how long
Yep,
you
the
leave it in, and
exposure,
I'm like, bruh, I said, yo,
mm-hmm.
I was breathless. I said, yo, so I respect and appreciate film, but I am
Mm-hmm.
digital today.
Yep.
But if I was forced to learn if I had to go back to film, I would. I
Mm-hmm.
would. So I'm not knocking it, but
Yeah.
I'm a cheater. Cheater.
So yeah, I mean, so like with me, for instance, like I love
Mm-hmm.
film. I did black and white photography, and
Yes.
just I mean, even though that the dark room, man, that just the smell of the chemicals, man, you would get like high in there literally. Just
Yeah,
all the
yeah.
different chemicals in there, and it's a small room, but at Wilmington University, but it was amazing, just like seeing your photos come out, and like
Mm-hmm.
Mary Kate, who was
Ooh,
my
excuse me.
classmate, she
Mm-hmm.
like we kind of like bonded a little bit with like the whole photography, and just seeing her work. She's been doing great in South Carolina. She does a lot of the weddings, boudoir, I want to say too,
Mm-hmm.
as well. But just seeing that photo being developed right there in front of you,
That's amazing.
or maybe it didn't develop because your lighting was off,
Yes.
or the aperture and the shutter speed and the different stops. But it was just really awesome seeing that. And I know in the movies it portrays like the red lighting and stuff. That's
Mm-hmm.
not true. It's like
Right.
an ember orange light, and it
Mm-hmm.
doesn't look as glamorous as like in the movies with like the red lighting, and you get all the things hanged up in the clothesline pins and all
Yeah.
that. Because I was like,
Everything has to be so dramatic. Because even in the movie The Photograph, I don't know if you
uh-huh.
saw it, they did the same thing, and I'm like, but in reality, that's not how it works.
It don't look like this. I
But
wish it
okay.
did, but okay. Um,
We had a
but
dry
yeah.
rack that you slid the photo in and you let it dry.
Hmm.
We didn't do no hanging.
Yeah, that's true. We had a dry rack too, and it was just like it was like this old thing. It looked like almost like an easy bake oven, or like those
Yes.
toaster ovens, just
Mm-hmm.
larger, and you
Yes.
hope for the best.
Yes.
Um,
But that's
but
amazing that she does
yeah,
that. That's so cool.
yeah,
Oh, jealous.
but yeah. But one thing I do think too with digital, like if you really want to kind of understand film in the way, because with film, you couldn't see your image. I'm not talking about like a Polaroid where it was
Right.
like it came out, but like
Right.
an actual film camera. One thing you could do in your DSLR is turn off the preview mode when you take the shot. So I think that can, in a way, replicate understanding
Yes.
photography,
Yes.
and I think that'd be really cool for people to maybe study. And I think I'm going to do that too, like
And trusting.
photograph a client
Yes.
and see, do I actually know what I'm doing? And then plug in my photos in my computer and wait for it to digitally develop in front of me.
You know what? I like that challenge. We should do that.
Yo, we should post that out. Maybe we should set a thing, create a graphic. We do with a photographic channel challenge for the next
Yes.
I don't know, 7 days or so.
Yes.
Photograph your friend or whatever, but you do not have any of the previews turned on.
Yes.
And you got to
Agreed.
photograph when you take the shot and all that. That's the challenge we're gonna let everyone on Facebook and
Hey, yes.
Instagram.
Let me know because I will post it too. Because that
All
is a
right.
powerful challenge. I
That
like
will
that.
be. That would be. Um, yeah, I think that'd be really cool. Hopefully, that can
Yeah.
drum up some
Creativity and yes.
creativity with people. So that'd
And
be really
trusting
cool.
yourself and
And
knowing
trusting
yourself.
yourself.
Because
Yep.
I know when I see an image, oh no, we gotta retake. Retake. Because
Yep.
yeah. Wow. That's
Mm-hmm.
interesting. Okay. Yes, we gotta do that. We have to
Yes,
set that up.
we have to set that up. So staying on the whole competing, Canon or Nikon
Really? Um, hmm,
or
I am
Pentax.
Canon. Oh
Same
wow.
here.
Okay. Oh wait,
Same
you got
here.
Sony. You got
And you
Sony
got
too.
Sony. Oh, Sony's killing it with their A7.
Yo, you was not lying.
I
Yes,
want it. I
I'm
want it.
Canon.
I'm Canon too. Canon all
I
day.
thought about converting,
Mm-hmm.
converting to Nikon. I thought about it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Now maybe this is just me and my eyes. I have seen a lot of my friends who are shooting Nikon. I see how crisp their photos are sometimes, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
just like, what are you doing that I'm not doing? Or like, what is that? But then it forced me to invest in myself.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll save that conversation for another time because I
Mm-hmm.
literally had to step back and like reinvest in myself because I felt as though I wasn't going anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but no, I think I'm Team Canon all the way. Um, do not ask me no technical questions as to why. Oh, I'll say one: expenses. To me, price wise,
Yeah.
Canon um, is great. I do believe that they produce a wonderful product. I'm not knocking their product down because of price, but for price, it works for me. And they just, to me, they do produce a great product.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I'm not, well, my daughter's not gonna listen to this yet, but like for her, no, I was gonna say birthday, Christmas,
Mm-hmm.
I was getting her a Canon so that we can shoot together. Because I mean, she mimics me to the T. Like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
she sees like certain photo shoots. She's like, oh yeah, stop, pose. I'm like, oh, it's time for a camera. Time for a better camera for you.
Mm-hmm.
But Canon, uh, I've had Canon college, and then I found out that different schools use different products.
Yep.
As our friend Nick, our good friend Nick, he said that University of Delaware had Nikon,
Mm-hmm.
and I went to Cecil College, and we had Canon.
Yep. Wilmington
And
University had Canons.
yeah, see, okay, so then, but after I graduated, they had I think they started bringing in other things. They do have Sony now as well.
Okay.
So yes, but my first DSLR from Cecil was
Mm-hmm.
a 20D.
Mm-hmm.
I told my parents I have to have a 20D.
Mm-hmm.
So they got me the T2i
Yep.
when it came, and then I had the 20D. So those were my two cameras.
Mm-hmm.
So um yeah, so yeah, I'm Canon. For those who have Nikon, I'm like, all right, maybe one day I'll have
Mm-hmm.
both,
Yep.
but
I'm always weird to like mix with the ecosystem of that because I'm just like now I have to get separate lenses and
oh my
glass
gosh,
and
yes,
and things. One thing if I knew about Nikon when I first started, I probably would have went Nikon.
okay,
Only reason is
yes,
because you can use film lenses with the digital, and I'm like,
digital,
even though it's manual focus, it's still film
still,
lenses.
yes, no, stop, yes. You, when I found that out, like my mouth literally just dropped. Like, wait, are you serious right now? I'm like, yeah.
My whole
Nah,
world crumbled right there. I was just like, well, I already am in Canon land, so I'm not leaving anytime soon. But Canon glass is really good. Like their L series
yes,
and stuff.
yes,
You
and
can't beat
yeah,
their glass.
and Prime. Because I have a
Oh.
Prime lens now.
Mm-hmm.
That was the hands down the best purchase I've ever made. The
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, it was pricey,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I won't regret it.
So that leads me to this now. Prime or Zoom?
Take a seat back and analyze what you do.
Mm-hmm.
I, for me, Prime. for
Mm-hmm.
what I capture and for what I shoot. For me, prime. Now it could be different for another boudoir or
Mm-hmm.
maternity photographer, but because what I do is kind of like portraiture or whatever,
Right.
I am prime,
Mm-hmm.
and I have the 85 millimeter 1.2,
Mm-hmm.
and like I said, that son of a gun was
Yeah.
a mighty price tag.
Mm-hmm.
But
You're like, oh boy.
yeah, when I
Oh
saw
boy.
it, I said, "Oh no, you got to be kidding me!" But I do not. No, seriously, when I had to hit the button to order, I was like,
You just hit that button. Poof. Oh, what did I just do?
and then you see your bank account, you're like, ah! But
Oh.
then I'm telling you, my clientele has skyrocketed since, because now people are seeing what I'm producing. Like, oh my God,
Mm-hmm.
I got a book with you. Oh my God, you shot that? Da, 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 da. I'm like, yeah. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, seriously, my clientele is just going like that because I finally just sat down and invested in myself. That's it.
Yep. That's the
So
best thing.
Prime, like
Mm-hmm.
Optimus Prime, yes,
Yes. Yeah, same here with me. Like I love Zoom when you want to capture far things.
yes,
But Prime all the way because one I think the bokeh or the depth of field, um just like that milky smooth background and your
yes,
subjects in focus,
yes, yes.
it's just amazing, and you're really thinking. I always say zoom with your feet.
Thank you.
Literally, you're zooming with your feet. Like if there was a lion in front of me, I ain't bringing no zoom lens. I'm getting up close and personal.
Yes,
I
yes,
know that's drastic,
but
but
with
it's true.
caution.
Yep, with caution, be like, hi, hi, Simba, and then run.
Really though, Simba. How about Mufasa?
Or Mufasa. Nah, man. At least Simba, the cub, at least have a chance. Get
We'll get the zoom lens for
the zoom lens for
Mufasa.
Mufasa. I'm like, I see him.
Yes, that's close as I'm gonna get.
Yep. I'm 100 miles away. I'm good.
You're right. Ugh, that was a good question. Prime or
hmm
prime? Yes.
Now, hands down, what is your favorite lens that you own of all time? What is your favorite lens that if they said, you know what, Nicole, you only have this one lens in your bag and this is what you have to use for the year. You cannot use anything else. What would be your favorite lens?
The one my new son, all of my lenses, my camera, that's my son. So
Mm,
uh the 85, I always mess that up. Oh my gosh. 85 mm 1.2 is my
mm,
ultimate favorite. I already did the year challenge. I
mm.
never took it off. That is what I literally used all year round. Um,
Nice.
when I was when I was watching one review on
Mm,
YouTube, because before I purchased it, I was literally stuck between the 50 or the 85.
mm-hmm,
Um, I do wish, however, that I purchased the 50,
mm-hmm.
because it was what, the 35, 50, and then 85.
Right.
I do wish I chose the 50 first, because you don't have to. One thing I will say, you just said zoom with your feet for the 85. Yo, I have to back all the way up.
Yep. You gotta be like,
Literally. And but I can't fight with it. But I wish I chose the 50, because you didn't have to do such of a drastic
mm,
traveling feet wise.
mm,
Um the background is perfectly blurred.
mm.
Like I can't argue with it. Also, what I saw back to what I was getting to in the YouTube someone did about it was it's as close as you can get to like the naked eye.
Yep. The
Um,
50. Yes.
the and the 85, both of them,
Mm,
and I was just like, yo, that's ridiculous. They're not lying. The exposure, I always have to keep my ISO at 100 because
mm-hmm,
it lets in so much light. It's ridiculous.
mm-hmm.
The sharpness is on point. Like I said, I love how it immediately blurs out your background.
Yep.
The only downfall I will say is it is ridiculously stupid sensitive. I
Mm-hmm.
was shooting one client. We're doing a maternity shoot outside. Kid you not, a butterfly literally came in and was, fluttering by slow. It focused on the butterfly and not her, like that quick. And I was just like, oh, Lord, I love your nature, but why? So I was like, Lord, why? But like that's how sensitive it is.
Yeah.
But then butterfly was gone. I was able to capture my image. But other than that, I don't regret the purchase.
Mm-hmm.
High two. I'll just say it was the upper 2000s.
Yeah. Yeah. Let me tell you something. Photography is not cheap. It's like you go in or you go not in. Literally, once you
Right.
say I'm
Yeah.
a photographer, just know,
Nice knowing you.
just know it's an expensive, but it can be a rewarding profession, and not just in a money sense, but in
Yeah.
just like a producing sense. Um, because you never know whose life you are changing in a photo. Because
Agreed.
I remember
Yeah.
just doing a Christmas photo for an event, and this husband and wife, they got their photo taken, and the wife is like, I never look good in photos. I hate myself in photos. And the husband's like, I never look good. And then when I showed it to them, they was like, this is me? Wow.
I love it.
You captured me. Like, this is me? Like, I look so good. And I think it's that right there said it
Yeah.
all.
Yeah. That's actually what made me like with Boudoir. People
Mm,
immediately assume that Boudoir is like, oh, this just sexy photos. That's you being, I'm gonna say it, that's you being a hoe or this, that, and the third. And I'm like, if only
mm,
people really understood
mm-hmm.
what lies behind Boudoir.
Yeah.
First off, it's French for her bedroom,
Mm-hmm.
and I mean, it just people could be not stop being so ignorant to the whole
Right.
situation because you don't know because people ask,
Mm-hmm.
oh, that's you trying to be a sex symbol or this, that, and the third, or blah blah blah. Dedavon Tess, I hope I didn't jeopardize her name because she's one of my favorite idols. She said it's not about seducing men; it's about embracing womanhood.
Mm-hmm.
And when I saw that, and then as a Christian as well, because I get shot down for being a Christian shooting these type of photographs. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Psalms 139:14, which is what my business is built off of. Um, I'm fearfully and wonderfully made. And thy works are wonderful, and I know that your works are wonderful, and I know that very well. And that's
Mm-hmm.
literally what I built Nicole J photography off of, because me personally, I had my own demons that I was battling, and just seeing that Bible verse is what I was like, oh, I know. And then coming across other clients when it came to doing boudoir, I'm not the only
Right.
person who felt like this. So when I
Right.
hear my clients say, oh my God, that's not me. Like, I'm not gorgeous or I'm ugly or da 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 da. I'm like, lady, no, the hell you are not. Like, you are gorgeous. We all have something different to bring to the table.
That's
Well,
true.
I'm doing it for my husband or I'm doing it for my boyfriend. And then I love at the end, we have a complete plot twist.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it was never for him. It's for me because I uplift them because I'm giving them what
That's
I deserve.
beautiful.
Like, because I've been through the same thing. So when I hear that too, that
Mm-hmm.
keeps me going. I've had one client who was ready to commit suicide because she did not feel as though she was gorgeous. I literally told my team because I had a hairstyle at the time. I had a hairstylist and a makeup artist. Now I just do makeup. I was like, ladies, we have an emergency. They're like, what's wrong? I'm like, my client is on the verge and we gotta do something. I refunded her money because at the time, because I'm like, yes, I'm here to make money, but I
Mm-hmm.
also, my real reward is when you walk out of here feeling like a whole new person and when you
Right.
love yourself, because that's really what the mission is. Um,
Right.
I was like, guys, we literally, I had called my other clients before and I had to tell them, can we please reschedule your shoot for either another time that works best for you or
Mm-hmm.
tomorrow because I have a dire emergency. Like I
Mm-hmm.
literally had to stop because I've been there before too. And I
Right.
had to put her on the pedestal and be like, look, that that's not okay. We're not having that. Like,
Right.
know your worth, appreciate who you are. The hell with everybody else if they don't agree with you. And that
True.
it really starts with you. So you saying that is why I chose to do Boudoir, because
Mm.
it's more than just, like Rita said, it's not about seducing men. It's about
Right.
embracing womanhood, loving who you are, love what you have. I mean, shoot, I'm not no supermodel. I'm not no size 2. I'll never be a size 2. But I love who I am and I
Right.
appreciate that. And I want all of my women to feel that way. I mean, one day I really thought about writing a book. I don't know how I would do it. It would probably have to be like body parts and not
Mm-hmm.
show the whole woman. Or maybe they don't mind their face being shown so that they could tell their story as to why they chose to do boudoir. Because
Right.
it's seriously falling in love with yourself all over again. And not
There's
everyone
the
is ready to
title.
see it. Yeah, I guess yeah, there you go. Because seriously, society is like, no, you gotta look like this. You gotta have this body. You gotta. I'm like, that is bull crap. Like
Right.
1,000% bull crap. And a lot of my clients, they'll, oh, I have to look like this, or I want to look like this, and that's society in their head. And I had to tell people, please get that out. Please eliminate that. Even Oh, I think my best client was, I shot this lady. She gave him to her husband. Her husband came to my studio, banging on the door, and wanted to know if I was the photographer that captured his image. I was like, bruh, I don't know who you yelling at. 'Cause I'm not from here. I will hurt you. Because he was like all the anger. Oh God, he was upset. And he's like, I demand to know, were you the photographer that shot this picture? I'm like, first off, you're attacking me like I was a dude. Like, I was a man that took this. I said, yes, officer. I mean, yes, sir, I am. I'm about to call the police. He said, no, 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 no. I need it blown up. And I said, well, what? Like, he was attacked. Like, it was, oh my God. He's like, no, I need this blown up for my man cave. I was looking around like, oh, whoa, really? He said, seriously, my wife came home. I don't know what you did or what you fed my wife or whatever, blah, 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 but you lifted her spirits like you've never done before. And this is her
Wow.
favorite photo. This is my favorite photo. I need it big as day because it is going in my man cave. And that, I knew I succeeded. One, not only through his wife, but if the husband was that excited and had to
That's
get it
true.
blown up, oh my, I succeeded. And, that was great for me. So, not to get all off topic or whatever, but
No, that's fine.
hearing clients and their responses is what keeps me going, especially with the
Mm-hmm.
maternity. Now I'm gonna switch it on you.
Mm-hmm.
The worst client you've had,
Ooh.
and
The worst client.
how did you fix it?
Mm-hmm.
Or yeah, we'll go with part one. How did you fix it?
Mm-hmm. So the worst client I had and how did I fix it?
Mm-hmm.
It had to been a wedding, and I remember where me and my friend, we finished the wedding film or like video and photography. So we
Mm-hmm.
finished the wedding and we was there, literally it felt like 12 hours. And we cut them a deal and everything like that. So we kind of lost on our end. Then we get a text message the next day saying, are the pictures done? No,
Oh,
no, it's
wait a minute.
not.
You shot a wedding.
And literally the next day at 6 a.m., we got like a text saying, are the pictures done? My uncle sent us his pictures already. I'm like, well, it's on his phone and all that. I take my time. I don't just shoot, CD, done. No, 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 no. Don't do that. And she couldn't fathom that and things like that. So I had to explain to her, this is kind of like how photography works. The husband kind of got, like had to be
Involved?
just
Oh.
like he didn't really want to even be involved. He kind of understood my thing, but
Right.
guys need to,
Happy
be
wife.
like,
Happy wife. Happy
yep.
wife.
Even though it's like, bro, like, where are the pictures? Like, he was sounding like he had to be like stern when it didn't need to be. Um, but that was kind of it, and just explaining to them those things, and then finally when I showed the photos, then she understood and was like, wow, these are beautiful, you captured me, thank you.
Beautiful.
So I kind of had to,
Right.
like, take a step back, not be angry or not be like flustered, and
Uh-huh.
really be like, stand my ground. I'm taking my time with your photos. I want to make
Right.
sure everything looks good,
Right.
and
I am so
deliver it
sorry.
in a way. Oh no, you're good, but deliver it in a way that makes it memorable for the client as well.
Right. Right.
Hmm.
Okay. So I think you kind of answered how did it make you feel afterwards and what did it so what were like your next steps to avoiding that, or I guess, yeah, how, like, what did that do to your spirit as an artist photographer? Because I'm telling you right now, that's one of the reasons why I do not do weddings,
Yeah,
because I was like, oh no.
yeah,
So
it is
for
nerve
you,
wracking.
right.
Just really believing in my talents and not having like the client um have me change anything. Just be like, this is what I
Hmm.
stand for. I stand for, I'm not going to photograph an image and just send you all the raw files and things like that and call it a day. Like,
Right.
I'm taking my time to curate your images, looking through
Right.
whether I photograph one image or 1,000 images. I'm looking at each and every image to make sure they are good and they are up to the standard that I want them to be for you. Because if it's not up to my highest
Hmm.
standard, I will
Hmm.
not deliver it. Like, there has to be some quality to it. There
That
has to be not quantity, but the quality.
quality, yes.
Hmm.
Agreed. Agreed. Yes. Oh my gosh, yeah. That's
Hmm.
that is a good one. Yeah. I love it.
Yes. So before we wrap up, what I think I'm trying to think of a good, memorable thing to ask you. So you mentioned you have a daughter.
Hmm.
How do you think, you being a photographer and she seeing you as an entrepreneur, how do you think that will shape and mold her in the future, being a woman, and wanting to maybe go after her goals, her dreams, or having a clear creative vision? How do you think that will inspire her looking at you?
Wow. Um, well, I will say she has been there for every um, obstacle, whether positive or negative,
Mm-hmm.
but it's been a lot of negative. And I pray that with everything that I have encountered, she
Mm-hmm.
sees that I have not let it stop me, and that you can still keep going regardless of what you encounter. Um, I That's really all I can say, because it has been hard,
Mm-hmm.
but I had to push myself, like, okay, you really have to keep going.
Right.
Don't First off, do not compare yourself to anyone else, or do not focus on anyone else. You must focus on thyself.
Mm-hmm.
You can always have like and that's not eliminating it's not eliminating having idols. That's not eliminating idols, but um, you're gonna have haters. You're gonna have stalkers, and then you're gonna have the ones who are like in between, and
Mm-hmm.
like supporters and lack of supporters. Like, there's going to be so many daggers thrown at your way, whether it's family, foe, or friends. You just have to keep going.
Right.
And so she definitely has witnessed me do that, and don't have a care in the world. You're going to cry. You're going to be upset. You're going to have your depressed moment. But like I said, God has, you know what? I'll have one harsh one. I'll give one harsh example. I lost my studio. And that, my daughter was not really old enough to understand what happened. She just knows that we were no longer going to that that area or that space anymore. But that, I think, was the worst. And I don't know what else is going to come next, but the one point in my life, that was the worst. I lost everything, and I was on the verge of suicide for that, because it was something, as a business owner, I did not really pay attention. Like, I will say, I learned a lot from it. I now have a better studio location. I mean, everything that I have now is 10 times better than what I did have. Nice. But I had to learn, through a hardship, and I was evicted and I lost everything. And that was a huge wake-up call. Right. Because I kind of got cocky in finally having my own studio, but the financial part, I was not doing correctly. I had a lot of clients who owed me money, but I did not have a strong enough system in collecting my money. Or most likely to this day, I would still have the studio. A lot of clients who still owed me money. I was dumb, and I will say dumb, giving clients their photos, even though they still owed me money. Like, I had a lot to learn. I was just so caught up in the high of having something that I was not paying attention to the little stuff. Right. So, that, like I said, that was like the worst thing that ever happened. I went without a studio for 2 years, and my clientele built back up. Now, going back to the studio, I was also depending on friends or people who I thought were my friends to help me do this or to invest in this, or how about, like, I wanted to do a commercial. I needed a commercial. This guy said he was going to come help me do a commercial. Never showed up when I had the client and the model lined up. He never did. I was definitely a yes person. I was constantly saying yes to shoot any and everything when that's not what I do. Right. And that's not where my heart was in, because I tell you, my heart is definitely in Boudoir and maternity. But I was just saying yes to doing events when I hate shooting events. I was saying yes to doing weddings when I'm really not into weddings. And doing headshots. No, not really. I was saying yes. Then I was also adjusting my prices just so I could make a buck. But it still was not benefiting me. I was stressing out because people weren't happy or still being picky. And I'm like, yo, this is not going to work. And my business still failed. Right. So Olivia, and that's my daughter's name, my princess, she has witnessed every mood swing, every depression, everything you could think of. But then at the end of the day, she would still see me smile, because I finally had to snap myself out of it and be like, all right, this is not going to work. The heck with it. I had to come up with the plan of finally saying, okay, what are we? There's this one photographer I love her, Boudoir photographer. Ugh. She came up with a thing I call Booty, which is Boudie. Shoot, I'm about to butcher her name, but I'm not. But I think her thing is Boudoir Shorts. She now came up with the thing of you're now a certified boudoir photographer. So she does a lot of classes, great photographer. One day I will get her name and send it to you. But she started off with weddings, wasn't happy, and then she was tapped into boudoir, and she finally was like, you have to find your niche. And that's what I had to sit down and do one day. I found my niche. Olivia has been present for a lot of my photo shoots, and she understands how I cater to the woman. So it's not just catering to your shoot, but it's catering to your spirit and how you feel. And da, 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 da. I do have a little program where if you're not happy, we'll come up with a solution where we can make your photo work for you. So I have learned a lot, and Olivia is witnessing everything. So in the run, I hope she sees that not everybody is your friend. Don't depend on anybody. She has seen me, witness me, finally investing in yourself, which makes you a better business or a better photographer. So she has witnessed everything. So I hope she knows that nothing comes for free, and that nothing also comes easy. But when you put in the dedication and the hard work, it pays off and it shows. So her mother is Jesus, prime example. But the ones who are there supporting you, give them kudos, pat on the back, shake their hands, thank them, love them, hug them. Because seriously, if it wasn't for my supporters as well, I really would not be here either.
Right.
Because they play a huge part. Because you will, and one lady was asking me, like, what keeps you going? Even though you do put out stuff that's, culture shock, whatever. I always tell people, just remember, you will always stand in the middle of 100%. Mm-hmm. You will always have 50% who will disagree with you and hate you and not like what you do and and then you always have that other 50% who are cheering for you and who agree with you. So it doesn't matter what you do, you will always stand in the middle, because people are going to switch or whatever, but that's life and that's business. So I hope Olivia is getting that, because I don't know what else to say, but it's definitely a learning process. So I just pray that she's proud of me at the end of the day. That's really all, because what I do affects her and is for her. That you can still be a woman, and not only that, a Black woman. Mm-hmm. Just constantly keep going and knowing that no matter what, just love what you do and stay happy and positive. Stay positive.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much for this unscripted podcast.
Gosh, never again. I need a script next time.
Yes. So we'll drum up a script. But just really awesome taking your time out of your day to really have people get to know you, about you, your goals, your dreams, your vision with your photography, being an entrepreneur and things like that. So I hope you have a blessed day and a wonderful day. You're very welcome. Awesome.
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks for listening to Every Moment with Errol E. Please subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you're listening